Grady, what is up? It's almost still too dark to see. We are set up here in a beautiful transition, dude. TJ Bugs, why you out of bed, dude? I have a real transition here on an oak flat. How's the, how's the picture, TJ? I mean, I guess it's gonna be a little bit grainy until the sun comes up. But we've got a great transition here. Bedding down in front of me. And plenty of oaks here for him to feed on. I only have one bar of service. I don't. Man, sometimes you just don't know what you're gonna get into until you're there. Yeah, what about when I go like this? Is that coming in pixelated at all? Yeah. Hey guys, thanks everybody for jumping on. We're probably 5 minutes too early. The sun is not giving us enough light to see good. We're high up, top third of a draw, just down over the edge. We've got a bunch of big oak trees in here that are dropping. And about 3/4 of the way up that ridge. Nah, hopefully not. We've got a pretty solid bedding area. And there's a solid, like a hard transition there. With these weird bushes, I only ever see them in people's yards. But they are all over this mountain for some reason. Welcome to Maryland. Anyway, the deer bed in there hardcore. Guys, don't forget to double tap that screen, man. Give me the thumbs up. Especially early on in the live, it makes the live all that much better. Buddy. Yeah, well, the deer aren't out in the field in this neck of the woods right now. I hear some blue jays coming. You guys are gonna have to hang on here. We've almost got enough light to film. First shooting like a sunrise 6:55 today, so back that up 30 minutes, you're at 625 for first light. I've got plenty of light to see to shoot, but I do not have much light for the camera. Flawlessly. There's those blue jays. And they are screaming right on top of that bedding area. Just absolutely screaming. On the other side of this transition, a real deep ravine there. And as it branches out, kind of opens into a hollow, there's always a scrape or two just right at that, I don't know, where it starts to get super narrow. Had a camera on that last year. And in the early part of October, I got a picture of a massive 8-point. And we're just trying to catch him coming back to bed one of these mornings. Tonight, I'm fully committed. There's not going to be a live tonight. I'm gonna go sit in the buck nest. Thursday night, I saw an absolute giant. I had him at 14 yards. I was 7 feet in a tree, and I had deer behind me making a noise. So I was trying to pick those deer up. When I turned around, he's at like 24 yards, nose down, coming right in on a string, right to the shooting hole. I had to put the binos up. I had to move cameras out of the way. I had to grab my bow. By the time I did that, he was already clear to the shooting hole and disappeared into the mountain laurel. It's a brutal early season situation to have. No, it's going on 7. It's gotta be 6. So in another 15 minutes, we technically hit sunrise. Now I'm mostly deaf in my left ear. I was around a lot of loud bangs. So my perception of where I hear things is sometimes off. But it sounds like I have deer somewhere up in there on the camera. so soft grunt. And I'm surprised at the number of the bucks I'm seeing in here on these ridges. Now, none of them have been big. Yeah. It is waking up, TJ. But I gotta be honest, man. Big 2.5-year-old deer comes in and I'm slinging arrows with the recurve today. We've got the bear. Super grizzly. Today's the first day I've had it out. I've had the longbow or the Matthews. And I'm telling you that bow is itching to do some work. Don't forget, chat, double tap that screen, give me the thumbs up, and if you like this outdoor content, live bow hunting with traditional bows, go ahead, sub to the channel. We're going to try to do a live every morning this week. TJ, how's that? How's that picture quality now? Yeah. I honestly expected a lot more people to jump on. Maybe because it's fuzzy. That's what we're experiencing here. We are right on the sweet spot of this bedding area. Alright, TJ, I appreciate you jumping on, man. Thanks for the support. Gray Wolf, how are you? Judging by the sound of those blue jays, the game is on the way. They are the biggest tattletales in the forest. Welcome everybody to the live. I appreciate the early morning support. We unfortunately don't have great reception, but we're in a pretty terrific spot here. That's gotta be deer behind me, it has to be. You know, I really love the suspense of hunting. You just sit here patiently, waiting for something exciting to happen. Before I went live, about 10 minutes before you could see anything, I had a deer walk, like right through those two trees. It's the only one I've seen so far, since I got in the tree. But the only way I could see her was with the binos. I think it was a doe, anyway. Real hard to tell. How's the picture quality, guys? No, Scott, we're in a saddle. In a saddle about 20 feet in a tree. How's the picture quality? Because I only have, I literally have one bar of service. I didn't even think I'd be able to go live. I gotta be honest, as a new channel with the lives, I'd rather the quality be good than try to run one that sucks. Yeah, I want it perfect. Last Monday, I had really good quality. Oh, I have one behind me up here somewhere. I don't think I'm going to be able to film it because I got this branch right here. Whatever it was, I don't see it anymore. It could have been a squirrel for sure. And then Monday we had, like I said, we had a really good hunt there with a good live. We worked in some pretty good work on Wednesday or Thursday morning. Thursday night, man. I wish I could have brought you guys what I was able to do Thursday night, but I have no ability to run a live on that side of the ridge. I ran into a giant. I had him at 14 yards. Like 7:15 is when he come in. Head down, just plowing through. Never stopped. Never slowed down. And I didn't see him till he was like 24 yards out. I had no chance to grab the bow, get a camera on him, and get a shot. I probably could have shot him at 23 quartering away without the camera. But I just can't do it, man. It's too important to me to get the footage. Back Mountain, what's up, dude? Good morning to you. Nishit Salam. I don't use a rifle, bro. I use a stick with a string on it. Yeah, guys, double tap that screen. We're out after white-tailed deer. Jansen, I'll tell you what, self-filming as a trad hunter, or self-filming and trying to shoot deer live, is a whole nother world. I know the level of difficulty with the trad bow is a step up from some other equipment, but when you try to go live, it really gets hard. Just hard. I've also got a 1 to 300 or 775 to 300 milliliter lens for the Canon EOS. What the heck do I need a GoPro for? That's in the bag. That's for all the action stuff. Sometimes I put it on a tree behind me or in front of me. Spaceman, yeah, I have terrible reception this morning. I have one bar. Usually my hunting revolves around where deer are. This year it revolves around where I have cell phone service. But when we get out of the tree, I'm going to go out and I'm going to find a couple of more spots that have good sign where I have cell phone service down here. And I may even go over to Rock State Park. Yeah. Pike, what's going on? Way glad to hear from you from Alabama. My Pennsylvania season doesn't start till I think the 5th of October, whatever that Saturday is. But every year now, for the past couple years, I've been coming down to Maryland to really get into the early season bow hunting. Thursday, giant, still in velvet, 14 yards. Couldn't get a shot with the longbow. Yeah, the 4th, that's what it is. Bola, how are you? Pike, how are you? Guys, I appreciate your early morning support. We've got a lot of blue jays down here going crazy. This is the only channel on YouTube where you can watch dudes deer hunt live and do ASMR. See, I'm so not even worried about deer hunting in Pennsylvania. I don't even know what the opener is. That's terrible. And guys, we're gonna try to do this every morning this week from a different location. Like I said, if you missed it last Monday, we shot a doe in the evening on a live. Pretty awesome hunt. Pretty terrible result. We will never use cut-on contact blades out of a compound bow again in my entire life. Spaceman, I'm in Maryland. Back Mountain, I have failed you at some level, so we've got to fix it. And I don't know how I didn't manage to do this, but I should have made you a moderator a long time ago. What am I thinking? We got a ton of commotion up the hill behind me. Just going crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear those blue jays or not. But here's how it's going to work for the rest of the morning, I guess. In another 10 minutes, I'm probably going to change out the camera lens. I'm going to put a 1 to 300 millimeter lens on. This 50 millimeter with the, I think the lowest f-stop is 1.8. Works really, really well in low light situations. Just a prime lens, so you don't have any zoom, but it does really great video in low light. For anything else, I want to be able to reach out and zoom in. So we're going to hang out here as long as we've got cell phone service. We're going to probably wait till, I don't know, 9:30 or 10 o'clock. And then by that time, fancy, man. I'm gonna want to go and look at some other spots. They've been going crazy in here all morning. I'm right up here in the canopy in some sort of white oak. I don't even know what the actual name of it is. But acorns are dropping everywhere. And this tree behind me blocks a lot. I can't see much up that ridge. I thought I just saw a tail. Even with the binos, like, I can't even pick it out. But all this week, we're gonna hunt the big bucks. My early season strategy for big bucks is probably a lot different than most. I usually only hunt them in the evenings. I don't have any luck with bucks here in Maryland being able to beat them back to their bed. Even if I come in an hour and a half before the sun comes up, we're going to be butting heads trying to get to the bedding area. And I don't like hunting deer in a bedding area. Not in the early season. In the rut, absolutely. Well, they'll move around a lot during the day in the rut. But I have virtually no luck getting after them in the morning. I don't think I've ever shot a buck in the morning. Although over the last couple years I have seen more in the morning. But it's always like I'll be in the stand and they're coming through 15 minutes before legal shooting light. So I hunt them a lot in the evening. And tonight we're going after a bruiser I saw on Thursday. He's a beast of a deer. We're not even going to talk about him until I can kill him. But I had him at 14 yards, could not get a shot with the longbow. And honestly, even if I did, that's a low poundage bow. I don't know if I'd have been able to kill him with it. That's a serious statement there. So I brought the big boy bow today. I got an extra bunch of poundage. I got some extra sharp broadheads. I got some heavy arrows. And we're going to try to take them down here this evening. What we're not going to do is step on these goddamn yellow jacket nests that are nested in the ground. Yeah, I'm in a saddle, guys. Here's a look at my missile stick slinger. My meat missile slinger. I can't get it to zoom in on the badging. We've got more blue jays going bananas. we got a plane flying above us. It's Maryland, so it's probably dropping cyanide on us. Because we're out hunting. Seems like nobody likes the hunters down here. But every hunter I run into in the woods seems to be a pretty awesome person. At 5 o'clock this morning, right behind the truck, which only a couple hundred yards that way, there were some deer bedded right behind the parking lot. And I thought they would scoot down this way. But apparently not. Oh, I got a big squirrel coming up the tree. He's probably too close. If I move, he's gonna blast out of here. Oh, he's right in my face. I can't. He's directly opposite of the phone mount, so I don't even have enough arm to swing over there. Captain Chad's, it is beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's rare I find a hunter that I don't like. And if there is a hunter that I don't like, there's a specific reason, and it's usually because their moral or ethical standards don't align with the laws that whatever state they're hunting in. Which means they're doing shit they're not supposed to, and that pisses me off. I was out of town for the weekend. I was out on the boat with the family. So I have no idea how hard this place got pounded over the weekend. But I expected to have deer in here already. Alright, dude. We'll catch you later, dude. Scott, how far further east do you have to go until you get into the whitetail? I mean, I know there's some in some of the states out there, but not many, not like the blacktail. DJ Bugs, what's up? Did you get moved to a new tree? Or are you in a spot where you can go live now? And then are you deer hunting or squirrel hunting, TJ? William Barker, what's up? Alright, well, as promised, guys, I'm gonna switch out of camera lens here. I guess I'll let you watch as I do that, but I won't have. I'm gonna put the microphone down for a minute. Aye, aye, aye. DJ, you might as well just go out there and fling arrows up in the air and see what you whack. I used to squirrel hunt as a kid, and I have some 22s set up just for it. I mean, I got a carbon fiber 22. But I cannot bring myself to chase squirrels around while I can hunt deer with the bow. I just don't know how to do it. I should be in a tree stand right next to you, brother. Yeah, you should. I don't know why you're not. So, plan accordingly for tomorrow or Wednesday and we'll get out. I know the quality of this live is probably a little grainy, but one of the things I've done over the last 2 or 3 years is really get serious about improving my videography capabilities. And honestly, I used to suck. Last year I got some of the best film of my life. still was completely unhappy with it. So we've gone DSLR. It's the only way to get an aperture that's big enough to get low light, and the ability to swap out lenses, although kind of a pain in the ass. The quality of the footage you get is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. And then when I put in the editing software, I can zoom in and crop stuff. Make it look like the deer fills the whole frame on a kill shot. It's fantastic. TJ, what are you doing? Sim Racer, what's your question? Yeah, Matt, usually I'd have about 400 people, and I think the reason it's a little slow today is because it's grainy, but I mean, what am I gonna do? Is it bad? Yeah, I hunt mostly all public land, but I do have some guys right now that are trying to get me to go hunt their farm. Yeah, it's gonna go in and out based on my cell phone service. I have one bar. Yeah, but it's not gonna stay that way. It's gonna go in and out. Thanks, TJ. I do. I'm gonna try to get 100 hunts in between the 5th of September and the 3rd of February. Yeah, again, like I said, I'm gonna go and look for some spots here this afternoon. Blew me socks off. Podcast Shorts, what's up? Glad to have everybody on, man. Double tap that screen, smash that like button. By the way, man, Cheese Courage did the same thing to me, bro. You know, now that I think about it, maybe that deer that come in like 15 minutes before first light right under the tree maybe it wasn't a doe at this point. I thought I'd be having deer piling into this bedding area down here right now. I don't know if they're still on the top of that ridge feeding or what's going on. But if you walk through this area at midday, you're gonna bump 25 deer just walking through the ditch to get to the ridge on the other side. But I have seen not a single deer after daylight yet. Matt, am I hunting a scouted spot? Sorta. I have a ton of historical data in Onyx. And on this side of the ridge it's usually really hot in the rut. So I come in here earlier this year and I was hunting on the opposite ridge. It's only about 200 yards from here. It's just through a little ditch. And on the way out last week, on Monday morning, I saw a bunch of deer under a feed tree. So I came back and I hunted that spot. Again, it's only like 200 yards from here. And I ended up, I don't know how many deer I saw that night. I don't know. The video's up. The action was insane. I shot a deer. So, is it scout? Like, I didn't scout this tree. But when I'm coming in here in the dark, I know where these trails are. I'm right on a transition for a good bedding area. So, now tonight I will hunt a very scouted spot. And on Thursday I missed not just a big buck, not a nice buck, but a buck of a I didn't miss him. I missed an opportunity to get a shot. Buck of a lifetime, 14 yards. I was 7 feet in a tree. I set up for that shot, but I had deer moving behind me. I was looking at them through the binoculars. That distraction caused a lot of heartache. As soon as I turned around, he's at like 24 yards. Head down, nose on the ground, just coming down the trail. He hit that open hole at 14 yards where I'm supposed to be at full draw, ready to let the arrow go. And I didn't even have the bow in my hand. So, TJ, you smoking that thing if it comes in or what? You better smoke one of them things, man. If it's brown, it gets the shaft. Yeah, Matt, I shot one on that same trail about the same time of the year last year. It's a big 135-inch 12-point. I think 2 days. 2 days time difference. I think that was the 18th. And when I shot that one last year, it was the 16th. Yeah, those deer will get every. I mean, I walked right through last week sometime. Can you see the log here? There's a big dead tree right here, and behind that there's a log. There's a little deer trail that goes through there. I walked down. I don't know what I walked down that trail last week in the middle of the day, and I must have bumped 9 deer out of there. I thought they'd all be coming back in here. All right, dude, go get some coffee. We'll be waiting on you. I don't know, maybe this place got some pressure this weekend. I don't know. There was nobody hunting it last week, except this guy. Now where'd he go? I miss him? Was he off on the left? Daggum tree rats. Yeah, I didn't see where he went. I think the next time I see one, I'm gonna get some B-roll with the camera. TJ, you better hit that thing. You better have hit it, or dude. Look, I'm coming over there and choke you if you missed him. How far was it when you shot? And I got more trails under this tree than I thought. Looking through the binocular. Oh, you see blood on the arrow. Dude, that's awesome. Bro, leave the live on. Just put your phone in your pocket and get down there and text me. Now look, everybody on the live, they all want to know what's going on. You're gonna have to keep them updated. 22 yards. Dude. That's awesome. Did you shoot the big old doe, TJ? TJ's got a daggum doe and an arrow in it. Man, give it a minute. Give it a minute, my man. Don't chase it. You got all the time in the world. It's nice and cool. Dude, I'm so stoked for you right now, TJ. Now let's double up. Bring a big old buck in here. Bring a 6-point in here. I got the trad bow. I don't care. I'll smoke a 6-point with the trad bow. He just has to be a 2-year-old. That's all. I ain't shooting no 1.5-year-old 6-point. Everybody double tap that screen. Show your support for TJ. He just smacked a deer with the bow. I I'm actually chilly here this morning. It is cool. Dude, that's awesome, TJ. Good work, buddy. That's why we do it right there. That's why we do it. If that feeling ever goes away, it ain't worth going out. Angelito, hey, how are you from the Philippines? Glad to have you on. My buddy who was watching the live had a deer come into 22 yards and he just whacked it. I swear I just heard a turkey yelp. We're gonna do something crazy. We gotta get that fawn bleed in here every once in a while. That usually drives them does crazy, man. They'll come running right into it. Alright, TJ, jump back on here in a little bit and let me know how it works out. I want to see some blood trail stuff. I want to see some pictures. TJ is the man. He just smoked a doe. We are hunting white-tailed deer. At least we're trying to. I hate morning hunts. Yeah. I see far fewer deer in the morning than I do the evening, especially early season. TJ just shot one. Just anybody still in the chat? Is my picture super grainy because I keep getting disconnected? Yeah, if the quality's bad, I think I'm gonna hang it. I'm probably gonna cross over to the top of this ridge and set over there. Let me know if you think I should shut it down. Let me know. Yeah, I'm gonna kill it.